If you are over 50 and feel that maintaining your strength and muscle mass is becoming harder each year, today I want to help you understand why this happens and what you can start doing right now to safely and effectively rebuild your muscle. This is a very common issue at this stage of life, but with the right strategy, you can reverse a large part of that muscle loss. Today I'm going to show you how. I want to start by telling you something important. Many people try to maintain or regain their muscle mass using powdered creatine. I've used it myself at some point. And yes, it works. But today I want to show you something just as effective, natural, and accessible that can help you maintain your strength, improve your physical performance, and also support your cardiovascular health. We are going to talk about what I like to call a natural creatine. It's an inexpensive food, easy to find, and incredibly powerful for those of us who want to stay strong, especially after age 50. And yes, this is backed by serious scientific research. But before I reveal what it is, let me tell you something that always excites me to share. Many professional athletes are already using it. Soccer teams, volleyball teams, and other sports that require strength and explosive movement consume this food before competing because it significantly boosts their performance. And no, it has nothing to do with sugary sports drinks. In fact, those drinks don't even come close to the benefits this natural food provides. I'm Dr. Gabriel Mena, and welcome to my channel. Here we talk about integrative health, longevity, and simple natural habits that help you maintain physical, mental, and emotional balance. So take notes and share this with your family and friends to help them improve their health. We upload new videos every day, so subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. Before we continue, if you find this content helpful, a simple gesture such as supporting the video or sharing it helps this message reach more people who need it. Thank you sincerely for being here and taking care of your health. Now let's get into the topic. Traditional creatine does not build muscle on its own. What it does is give you more strength, allowing you to lift more weight. And as a result of that effort, your muscle repairs itself overnight and grows. But if you take creatine without doing physical activity, it won't work. It needs movement to have an effect. In contrast, this food I'm talking about, known as beetroot or beets in many countries, contains compounds that your body converts into a substance called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is essential because it expands your arteries, allowing more blood and oxygen to reach your muscles. This lowers blood pressure, improves circulation, and helps you perform better during the day and during exercise. And when more blood reaches your muscles, more nutrients reach them as well, helping you maintain your muscle mass over time. I explain this to many of my patients. I especially remember Mr. Ricardo, a 67-year-old who came in worried because he felt he no longer had the strength to even carry his grocery bags. He started drinking beet juice as I recommended, and within a few weeks he noticed he was walking more easily and his blood pressure had stabilized. Small changes like these make a huge difference. Now, an important clarification. Several people ask me whether beets lower blood pressure. And yes, they can lower it. So if you are already taking blood pressure medication, make sure to discuss it with your cardiologist. I also get this frequent question, Doctor, beets contain sugar. Will they spike my glucose? If beets raise your glucose, the problem isn't the beets. The problem is that your body is so inflamed and metabolically unbalanced that even a natural food affects your blood sugar. I see this every day. When the liver has fat or the muscles are saturated with lipids, glucose cannot enter where it should, and that causes a healthy food to raise your levels. That's why I always explain that the issue isn't the food itself but the underlying metabolic condition. Raw beet juice increases nitric oxide, opens the arteries, improves circulation, and supports muscle strength. That's why so many elite athletes use it minutes before competing. And here's something important. Many people ask how to prepare it. The best way is to use raw beetroot, peeled and blended with water. Later on, I'll explain how to boost its effects even further, because there are combinations that make this juice work much better in your body. Before we continue, let me pause briefly. If this topic is helping you, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and share the video with someone over 50 whom you want to help. Every day I upload new content designed to support your health, strength, and overall well-being. Now let's continue. Beetroot also has another important benefit. It improves digestion. In many people it helps prevent constipation, which is also part of general well-being. And something else, you don't need large amounts. Half a glass of beet juice is enough to achieve the effects shown in studies. Taking more does not lead to better results. I also want you to understand why it raises glucose in some people but not in others. In someone with good muscle mass, a healthy liver, and no inflammation, glucose enters perfectly into the muscles and the liver. In someone with insulin resistance, fatty liver, or high triglycerides, glucose cannot enter, and that's where the problem begins. That's why I always say, if even beets raise your blood sugar, you need to take a deeper look at your metabolic health. In a moment, I'm going to show you how to combine beets with another powerful ingredient called lemon verbena, which has been shown to help preserve muscle strength and speed up recovery after exercise. But we'll get to that shortly. Now that we understand why beets can help you perform better and maintain your strength after age 50, I want you to understand something fundamental. Muscle loss at this age doesn't happen because you're doing something wrong. It happens because your body changes. After 50, hormone levels drop, metabolism slows down, circulation becomes less efficient, and if we don't make adjustments, muscle mass gradually decreases. But the good news is that this is not irreversible. In fact, with simple strategies, you can regain a significant amount of that muscle. Many of my patients come in worried because suddenly they notice it's harder to get up from a chair, carry a bag, or climb stairs. And I always tell them the same thing. Muscle recovers when it receives the right signals. The combination of movement, good nutrition, and foods that improve circulation, like beets, can make an enormous difference. Let me briefly tell you about Laura, a 58-year-old patient. She had spent years feeling tired and low energy and thought it was simply age. We started with a gentle exercise routine, adjusted her diet, and I recommended adding beet juice a few times a week. Within weeks, she told me something I'll never forget. "Doctor, I feel like my legs are responding again." And that's exactly our goal, to help your body move again with strength and confidence. Beets work so well because they help transport more oxygen to your muscles. When your muscles receive more oxygen, they function better, fatigue less, and recover more easily. This is essential after age 50, when the body's efficiency begins to decline. That's why older adults who begin incorporating these foods often notice changes sooner than they expected. Now, I want you to understand something important. It's not just about drinking beet juice and that's it. For it to truly work, you need to move your body. I'm not talking about extreme workouts or spending hours at the gym. I'm talking about simple movements. Walking, assisted squats, standing up from a chair without pushing with your arms, resistance band exercises. Muscle responds to small but consistent stimuli. The most common mistake is believing that it's too late. It's never too late to regain strength. It's also normal that at this age certain foods affect glucose levels. Many people ask me why beets can sometimes raise blood sugar. And as I mentioned earlier, when the metabolism is inflamed, even healthy foods can increase glucose. So if you notice a reaction, it doesn't mean the food is bad. Your body is showing you that something deeper is out of balance. By working on your metabolism, glucose stabilizes again. Another thing I want to clarify is that improving circulation benefits far more than just muscle. It supports heart health, physical performance, blood pressure, and your daily energy. And when you feel more energetic, you move more. And when you move more, you rebuild more muscle. It's a positive cycle you can activate starting today. Later on, I'm going to explain how to combine beets with another very powerful ingredient that amplifies their effect, and how to incorporate it into your daily routine so you truly see results. But first, I want you to know that these changes don't require big sacrifices. Only consistency and small daily habits that, over time, transform your health. When we talk about rebuilding muscle after 50, many people ask me whether any older adult can follow these recommendations. And the truth is yes. It doesn't matter whether you've exercised your entire life or you're just starting now for health, wellness, or necessity. At this age, the most important thing is to move in a safe and consistent way so your muscles respond. Often, when I work with patients who come in with foot, knee, or hip discomfort, we discover that the pain doesn't come only from joint wear, it also comes from lack of muscular strength. When the muscles lose stability, the body begins to compensate, and discomfort appears in different areas. That's something we need to avoid by gradually strengthening the entire muscular system to restore mobility and balance. Not long ago, I treated Mr. Ernesto, a 67-year-old patient. He came in with heel pain and difficulty walking long distances. Beyond the specific pain, he had lost a significant amount of leg strength. We adjusted his routine, I taught him simple exercises, and we began a gradual strengthening plan. After a month, he said, "Doctor, now I walk without fear, and I feel like my legs can hold me again." That's exactly what we aim for, helping you regain confidence in your body. That's why I emphasize so much that each foot, each knee, and each joint has different needs. And although exercises and movements help improve performance, the key is finding the right way to strengthen without causing injury. Most common issues, Achilles tendon tension, plantar foot pain, or discomfort in the metatarsals, improve when you regain the muscle strength you've gradually lost. That's why I insist that working on muscle not only boosts your energy, but also reduces pain and helps you walk better. Let me remind you of something I've repeated throughout this video. Muscle recovers when you stimulate it and nourish it properly. After 50, your body needs good circulation, enough protein, micronutrients that support metabolism, and exercises that respect your limits. With that combination, you'll see changes you may have thought were no longer possible. And now, before closing, I want to share a deeper thought I always try to keep in mind. Many people who come to my clinic, besides wanting to regain muscle and improve their health, are also looking for something you can't buy anywhere. They want peace. Peace to face their challenges, peace to deal with aging, peace to manage their worries. And it's completely normal to feel that way. But true peace is not the total absence of problems. That kind of peace doesn't exist. Real peace is the one you can feel even when difficulties are present, and that peace comes from a much deeper place. There's a valuable passage in the Bible that says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you." And that peace doesn't depend on everything being perfect. It comes from opening your heart and allowing God to strengthen your emotions and your spirit, just as we seek to strengthen our muscles. If at any point you feel that you can't rest because you're overwhelmed with worries, I invite you to try something simple. When you're ready to sleep, sit for a moment at the edge of your bed, lower your head, and talk to God as you would with a close friend. You don't need special words. Tell Him what you feel, what you fear, and what you hope for. Sometimes, without even realizing it, that conversation brings calm. Many times I've fallen asleep while praying without planning to, simply because that inner peace arrives quietly. And if today you're seeking to regain physical strength and at the same time a deeper peace, remember that both are possible. Just as muscle responds when you give it what it needs, the heart also responds when you bring it closer to God with sincerity. Before I say goodbye, I want to give you a very special invitation. If this content helped you, made you reflect, or gave you tools to improve your health, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, leave a comment, and share this video with someone who needs it. We upload new videos every day, always with useful information to help you strengthen your body, your health, and your overall well-being. And I also want to invite you to something deeper. Take a moment today to thank God for life, for your ability to learn, and for the opportunity to improve your health. Gratitude creates space for peace and clarity, just as exercise creates space to rebuild strength. Thank you for staying until the end. Here on Dr. Gabriel Mena's channel, it truly brings us joy to support your health and help you build habits that make you feel better every day. We'll have a new video tomorrow, and it will be an honor to have you watch it, because here you will always find practical and supportive guidance for your journey toward a stronger and healthier life. See you tomorrow. Take good care of yourself.